Hey, what's up? Coach Kyle here, and welcome to another episode of Coach Kyle Reacts, where I take an interesting article or video or study and I give you my thoughts and suggestions on how to make it an actionable item and improvement in your running, fitness, and health. I want to talk about an article from Runner's World titled, Here's How Much Just 14 Days of Inactivity Can Cut Your Fitness Levels. And it's so common to read on Twitter about somebody worrying about taking a period of rest from their training for whatever reason. We're talking, just life happens. You might get ill, your child might get ill, you might have a work trip, etc. And you might have a little calf niggle. But this article talks about a little bit of the research and the facts behind it. And one thing they say is that 2 weeks of inactivity decreases fitness levels by 4%, and it took 14 days of training to get back to the fitness level they were at before the period of rest. That's not that bad, people. 2 weeks of inactivity, 4% decrease in fitness, that's nothing. 14 days to get back up to where you were at, easy peasy lemon squeezy. It's not that bad. It's not like you just lose everything. You might take a couple weeks to ease back into it, but there's nothing to worry about. I often say the best runners are the best resters because if they rest for the right reason, illness, injury, then you got two options. Let's say you have a calf niggle or you're sick. You take a week off or a week at really low volume. It could go two ways. You could take the week off, recover, get healthy, and then be fine. And you might take a week to get back up to where you were at, or you push through the potential injury, the illness, and you make it worse, and you end up taking a month off, or you really get sick, or your little calf niggle turns into a calf injury, and you can't run for 3 weeks. So always consider the long-term aspects of why you're resting. And this says, after 14 days, the researchers analyzed the participants' overall fitness levels, which they measured through a combination of VO2 peak, or how efficiently oxygen is used during peak exercise effort, and cardiovascular function by blood vessel health. They discovered that cardiovascular function decreased by nearly 2%, and VO2 peak decreased by 4%. So that's different than like your speed isn't going to decrease by 4%. That's just the VO2 peak decrease by 4%, leading to an overall fitness drop by as much as 4%. So you're not just going to slow down by 4%. Let's see, what else does it say here? They regained their fitness levels 14 days later, the same amount of time they had rested, and found that they had returned to their baseline. So, again, if you're hesitant about if you should run or rest because of an injury or an illness, always rest. Always decrease your volume to let an injury or illness heal faster. Never try to push through something. You're probably just going to make it worse. And this shows that if you do that, two things. It's not going to take you that long to get back up to your previous fitness. And number two, you're going to return to your previous fitness healthy. And that's the most important thing. Even if you're a week or two out from a race and you have something going on that's not quite right, it's always best to rest. Even if you have to go into the race 10% or 4% undertrained, that's better than 1% injured or ill. So almost always best to rest in cases like that. So don't be afraid to do so. If you have any other questions or comments, feel free to let me know. And as always, you keep running, I'll keep coaching.